Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 6th of August, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS, ECM ensembles, maybe on a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, gets us into the second half of August, and I should get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first video release today was our 6th UK weather forecast. We've also released weekend forecast. If all that wasn't enough, we have released the second autumn 2024 seasonal model roundup, getting 14 long range models together from the world's leading forecast centres to see what they're all showing for the autumn, but only the second time this season. So check out those free vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids, hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Right, let's start off with centering temperature. The CT is now sitting at 15.9, that's just 0.1 of a degree below the 61 to 1990 average. It's provisional to yesterday, to the 26th of the month. I think that's going to finish up in the mid-16s. In the end, about 16.5 probably, which is quite remarkable when you think how cool it was through the first sort of week, 10 days or so of the month, or the first half of the month. So really have offset that a lot, you know, over the past week or so. It's been quite remarkable, really. These are the 500 millibar high-tonic flow charts from Penn State University for the next week, 10 days. We've got the ECM WF on the top, and the GFS, which we'll have a look at in a moment, is on the bottom. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet, is an area in the atmosphere. High pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. Red and orange extrapolates to above average heights, which is high pressure. Blue to below average heights, which is low pressure. Right, so the ECM looking pretty unsettled in the 7 to 10 day time frame. Deep trough of low pressure in the Atlantic, combined with some ridging in the North Atlantic as well, and bring the jet stream through, something like that. So low pressure in the ascendancy there, the ECM in the 10-day time frame, and the GFS is very similar, but if anything, perhaps more unsettled, with again deep low pressure over and to the west of the UK and Ireland, and in come those westerly winds. So whether it's the GFS or the ECM, both looking unsettled in the 7 to 10 day time frame with low pressure in control. These were GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles the next couple of weeks. We're at Chester today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Chester. We're starting off below average upper air temperature at the moment. They're going to start ticking up, though, through the course of the coming weeks. So around Tuesday to Wednesday, looks like that's going to be the peak of the temperature. We could well see the temperature in the south getting up to 32 degrees, that's around 19 Fahrenheit. However, there is a cooling trend as we go further on through the first week of August. We find the upper air temperature then coming back to be close to, and possibly even a little bit below average. Precipitation-wise, could be a lot of dry weather to come over the next few days. About the middle, second half next week onwards begins to turn a little bit more unsettled. That might involve a thundery breakdown for the south. And then through the first week of August, just generally looking quite unsettled then, with plenty of rainfall spikes coming through. So heavy showers, longer spells of rain as low pressure takes over from the Atlantic with cooling temperatures. Temperature anomaly is from the 27th of July to 4th of August above average. It's going to be a warm week to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 27th of July to 4th of August, average or drier than normal in most places. So, sorry everyone, latest wind from map from earthnullschool.net shows that we've got a shallow trough sitting across the country today. However, high pressure is out in the Atlantic and is on its way towards us from the southwest. Right, let's start going through the chart data then. We saw the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for big night on Tuesday. So high pressure dominated weather, very dry, very warm, and for the south anyway, quite hot too. Bit of a thundery trough beginning to develop across the northern parts of France by Wednesday. pressure weakening with a trough to our south and east Wednesday through to Thursday. And then Friday through to Saturday, the low pressure then starts coming in off the Atlantic. So by next weekend, the 3rd to the 4th of August, we could well be looking at low pressure from the Atlantic, bringing unsettled and cooler weather. Icon, again, showing that thundery trough, trying to drift up from the south through the middle part of next week, then pushing away to the east, allowing some cooler, fresher air in from the Atlantic. And then end of next week into next weekend, an increasingly unsettled look to the weather as low pressure begins to deepen in the North Atlantic, bringing outbreaks of rain in from the west with cooling temperatures as well. KMA, all much of a muchness through the middle part of next week, bit thundering in the south, but most of the thunder, I think, will be kept over France and the Low Countries. As we get towards the end of next week and next weekend, may it start to turn more unsettled for the north anyway, with low pressure bringing outbreaks of rain. Always a bit of an influence over the Azores High down in the south and southwest, so drier weather could continue through there. The GFS midnight run once more breaks down the ridge around the middle part of the week, could involve some thunder. And then at the end of the week into next weekend, increasingly unsettled look to the weather with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, bringing outbreaks of rain and cooler temperatures as well. Looking very unsettled with the GFS, I have to say, by the end of the first week of August. That gets us 7th of August. We're beyond day 10 now, but it does look really unsettled with low pressure, most of dartboard low over top of the country. Dare I say it, even a little bit of an autumnal look, especially as we start to pull the wind into more of a northerly direction. And those cool and unsettled conditions then carry on up to the end of GFS midnight run, which gets us to the 12th of August. How about GFS 6 then? Well, once again, we start off under that ridge on Tuesday, bringing a lot of dry, very warm, locally hot weather. Then low pressure increasingly moving in off the Atlantic by the end of next week. So a bit of a dartboard to west of Scotland with spells of rain pushing across the country. Showers are likely at times as well between the rain bands. That's day 10. I mean, just looks really unsettled. That 995 millibar area of low pressure over the top of the country. There would be a lot of heavy rain with that, and the temperatures are cool as well, so not great at all for holiday makers through the first week of August. Oh dear. And then beyond that, we start to move the low pressure away towards the northeast. We begin to pull into more of the northwesterly, so it's still a cool look and showery too as we go to the second week of August. That's how we get to the end of the GFS 6th run, and again it's looking very unsettled with low pressure dominating the weather. Well, if you're enjoying the video, it's not great, I have to admit, but hopefully you enjoy the presentation anyway, even if you're not enjoying the charts. But if you enjoy the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content, and don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too, and we thank you so much for doing that. Alright, GM, again with a thundering trough to our south on Tuesday, gradually drifting its way northwards through into Wednesday, then easing away to the east Thursday and Friday as low pressure starts coming in from off the Atlantic. Unsettled then as we go through the first weekend of August with low pressure in the ascendancy, so spells of rain, and we're on the cool side of a jet stream with that as well, so cool temperatures and just a really unsettled look to the weather. By day 10, we look like that. So the next low is on its way. I mean, technically, it's a warmish air mass. The wind's coming up from the southwest, but this next low is on its way in, and that will be bringing spells of rain in with it. And then the ECM rounds it all off with high pressure bringing mostly dry, very warm to hot weather on Tuesday. That just about holds on to Wednesday. Thursday, we start to break down the ridge. Friday through to Saturday, low pressure gradually starts working its way in from off the Atlantic. It maybe takes a day or two longer to bring the low pressure in off the Atlantic, but by sort of next weekend anyway, low pressure is in control, and that takes us then through towards day 10 with low pressure remaining in the ascendancy. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Precipitation.com. Plenty of dry weather to come over the next 2-3 days. 2-3-4 days, make the most of any dry weather coming up next week. By the middle of next week, possibly a few thunderstorms breaking out down in the south. They look that widespread, perhaps get a bit more widespread though by the second half of next week. And then into the first weekend of August, that's when we start bringing wet weather in off the Atlantic. Remember, other models are actually bringing this wet weather through a couple of days earlier than that, by about Friday next week. So the ECM actually delays that to change to Atlantic-driven weather to next weekend. But we do eventually get there with showers, especially in the north and the west. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles Day 4, Day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 6th of August. 23 members of the ECM Ensembles look really unsettled with low pressure over to western country. There is a bit of a blocking seal around Greenland as well, so just cool and unsettled there. 20 again with low pressure over and just to the west, unsettled once more, and 8 again low pressure right over top of the country with spells of rain to come in 2 weeks' time. These are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 11th of August. 21 members of the ECM Ensembles have a blocking feature in the Atlantic. Some sort of trough would be through here. Then there's a ridge down towards France. Looks a bit mixed with that. 19, again, some sort of upper level trough over to the east of the country with a mid-Atlantic ridge. So, again, that could be quite cool and showery. And then 11, much more anti-cyclonic. So if you want summer in the second week of August, that looks a little bit better with higher pressure then taking over. But overall, it looks a little bit mixed, I have to say now, through the first half of August. August could be in a little bit of trouble here. CFS V2, and then we're done. These are 500 millibar height anomalies broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 27th of July to 2nd of August. Low pressure in the week head to the north, high pressure over and to the south, and winds coming in from a flat westerly direction. Week 2 will be the 3rd to the 9th of August. Again, plenty of low pressure to the north, high pressure to the west. Winds again coming in from a westerly direction. That looks quite cool and unsettled. Week 3 will be the 10th to the 16th of August. Again, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and winds coming in from a westerly direction. And then week 4 rounds it all off. It will be the 17th, 23rd of August. Low pressure around Iceland, high pressure to the south, and winds will again be coming in from a westerly direction. All looking a bit showery, I have to say, and Atlantic driven, very much as we've had through the summer so far. The pattern continues into August if the CFS is right there. Oh dear, never mind. Things might look better tomorrow. Anyway, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. And thank you so much everyone for doing that. Right, I'll just tell everyone on channel tomorrow. Going to have 6am UK weather forecast. We've got our next autumn update, I think number 6, coming up tomorrow with that one. And we'll be live at 6 PM. And with our live stream, we're going to do our 10 to 14 day, of course. And this is a sunny live stream. We will include some long range. It could be a bit of a CFS special, I think, for our live stream on Sunday, tomorrow. And just to say, by the way, we are into 18.6k, so if you could give us a sub, tell your friends and family to subscribe. We're hovering around 18,605. I would like to get to 18,610, so we're definitively into 18.6k. So if you could give us a sub, that would be awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Right, well, you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.